Recovering from tragedy, El Paso in mourning this morning after a gunman packed with ammo opened fire inside a Walmart, leaving 20 innocent people dead and 26 others hurt. The suspect behind the rampage is behind bars, but the FBI says that doesn't mean the community should let their guard down.
Our Christian Flores live at the scene where the tragedy unfolded. And Christian, the feds say everyone still needs to be aware of their surroundings.
Well, the FBI released a statement earlier expressing concern over the possibility of copycats in the wake of this shooting, as well as the one up in Dayton, Ohio. They're really urging everyone at home, if you see anything suspicious, to go ahead and report that. Meanwhile, back here on scene, this memorial in front of the entrance of the Walmart parking lot has grown significantly overnight. Mourners have been trickling in and out of this scene all night long and into the morning, just emotional out here. Next to this memorial, police officers are still blocking off the crime scene. Those police cars, as well as the candle lights that are lighting up this El Paso sky, has both served as painful reminders of what happened here, as well as how much healing is left.
We never thought it would happen in El Paso.
As people here in El Paso learn the names of the victims,
this is tragic.
The tragedy continues to strike closer to home.
We can feel it. It's empty everywhere you go. It's not the same El Paso.
This mourner says a distant relative is one of the 20 dead at the Walmart. She did not want to share anything else, just that everyone is hurting now.
It is sad. Yesterday that I was watching the news, it hits me just by the words.
Ralph Propek says his stepson was about to buy milk for his newborn child at the Walmart when he heard the chorus of gunfire.
He was about to go into the Walmart when he started seeing the people laying outside the Walmart. They started hearing gunshots.
Sunday, El Pasoans flocked to the Walmart parking lot entrance, leaving behind flowers. Senator John Cornyn paid his respects and condemned the shooter's potential racist motivations as investigators continue to look at his past.
To see somebody try to start a war between our cultures is simply unacceptable. We're not going to let him get away with it.
Now, those in mourning are doing what they can to cope with tragedy.
Oh, it's going to take a long time, just a lot of prayer and faith. And after visiting this memorial, Senator Cornyn says he will begin discussions with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle over what changes need to be made for the federal background checks. They began these discussions after the Sutherland Springs shooting, and he vows to bring this back up again. Reporting live in El Paso, Christian Flores, CBS Austin This Morning.
More shelter for the homeless. The Austin City Council discussed buying a second motel to convert to a homeless shelter.
CBS Austin's Christian Flores is live from that proposed site in Southeast Austin. Christian, homeowners nearby say they're concerned.
Yeah, they're concerned, but for reasons you may not expect. The neighbors I spoke with says something needs to be done for the city's homeless population, but they question why their area was picked when the other hotel is less than a 10-minute drive away. Mayor Steve Adler tells us he understands how this looks, but ensures they're looking at all parts of the city.
They need a place to stay.
Neighbors across the city of Austin want to see City Council provide solutions to the homeless population. But with a second motel to be converted into homeless housing, they're wondering how close to home they want those resources.
Are they going to be able to give us background checks? You know, I have kids. You know, they play outside and they're really close down the street.
City Council is discussing spending nearly $8 million to buy and convert the Microtel motel near the airport into a shelter. A month ago, they approved the same to be done to a motel less than a 10-minute drive away.
Yes, different part of city, not just in one area.
Up north, there's also a lot of homeless people up north.
After the first purchase, the city released a memo with 10 factors they're considering when buying another motel to turn into a shelter, which include how easily it can be converted and cost. But one factor is catching neighbors' eyes: location. The city states they're looking into sites not already close to another shelter, trying to avoid historically disadvantaged areas.
I know there are some people who have brought up the fact that these first two are in the southern part of the city. Is that a concern to you guys?
Yeah, I think as we move through this process and we're locating them in different parts of town, people will see them being located in different parts of town. These first two would be in different districts. They are close to one another, it's true. But we're going to locate these in other parts of the town.
Mayor Steve Adler says the city will continue considering neighbors' concerns, and this process is the most effective way with dealing with the city's homelessness.
We're 95% successful if we can take someone who's experiencing homelessness and get them into a home with wraparound services. If we buy a piece of land and build a building on it, it's costing us 40% more than if we can buy some of these motels.
And City Council originally planned to vote on this purchase today, but they delayed it to give their real estate team time to go over those questions and concerns. They do, however, plan to vote on this tomorrow. Reporting live from Southeast Austin, Christian Flores, CBS Austin News.
Developing tonight, a fight brewing between Wimberley Pride and Wimberley ISD. This all stems from the use of the Wimberley High School logo on a T-shirt for the city's first ever Pride Parade this weekend.
CBS Austin's Christian Flores spoke with parents calling out the district's hypocrisy when it comes to the logo. It's all new tonight at 10.
A fantastic success.
Just days after the excitement of Wimberley's first ever LGBTQ Pride Parade, parents and other supporters are now in a war of words with Wimberley ISD.
Nobody got upset until this happened.
The parade was Saturday. Because she couldn't be there, school board member Lori Olson posted this picture on Facebook wearing a shirt with the Wimberley High School logo against the backdrop of a pride flag. Some participants walked the parade in the same style. Just days after the parade and post, Wimberley ISD Superintendent Dwayne York wrote a letter to the public saying they don't approve of non-school related groups altering the logo.
It is purely discriminatory, that letter that was sent out. And having it following the glow of the march is really indicative of what these people are about.
Brian Burke's daughter is a student at the school and is a lesbian.
Absolutely bothers my daughter.
He and other parents, as well as Wimberley Pride, are calling it a double standard, with several other non-school affiliated businesses using the logo. Blocks away from the school, Texan Car Wash uses the logo for its business sign, and Ace Hardware sells shirts with different variations of the logo, including this one, surrounded by crosses.
We put a rainbow. Are you kidding me? We put striped colors behind this, but it's okay to manufacture T-shirts that have religious items, religious symbols all over it. That's fine.
According to Wimberley Pride, this shirt was not being sold. We spoke with York over the phone asking if these businesses had permission to use the logo. He only said they didn't alter the logo. Today, Wimberley ISD released a statement saying, in part, we are honored that we have a diverse community where so many people want to support our schools. Learning from this situation, we know moving forward, we need to create clear brand guidelines for the use of the Texan logo so that the district is fair and consistent.
And the fact that the leadership of the school district is leading the charge to make this a public issue, it is disgusting.
In Wimberley, Christian Flores, CBS Austin News.
It was a historic day for Dell Children's Medical Center after it opens the first pediatric cardiac care unit in Central Texas. CBS Austin's Christian Flores found out why this unit is so important for parents and children across the region.
You guys give each other hugs.
Owen Coulter and his twin brother Hudson are your typical playful 5-year-old.
Pretty miraculous journey.
And like most brothers, they're competitive. But this scene is a far cry from just a few months ago. A scar on Owen's neck is a reminder of how close he was to not being here.
There was a point in the emergency room where they were going to call him.
In December, Owen's parents had to rush him to the hospital
Owen went into cardiac arrest.
after he suffered what they soon found out was myocarditis, a virus that attacks the heart and can be deadly.
It was a pretty traumatic journey. I still get really emotional about it because, we didn't know if he was going to make it.
His mother, Kristen, says doctors had to give Owen CPR for 90 minutes. They saved his life by attaching a machine to him to help pump blood into his body. He spent 2 months in the hospital. Today,
It was like a big family reunion
Owen went back to the hospital.
to show the Dell community how appreciative we are for what they did to save Owen's life.
This time, to cut the ribbon to open up Dell Children's Pediatric Cardiac Care Unit. The first of its kind in Central Texas.
A dedicated ICU where there are people around the patients 24/7 that don't do anything else.
This will save a lot of lives, and this will not only just save lives right here in the Austin community, it's gonna be Texas and nationwide and international. This team of doctors under Dr. Frazier, they're world-class physicians.
The 24-bed unit has state-of-the-art technology and a team of dedicated doctors. When Owen had to be treated, Coulter says they were lucky the right doctors happened to be at the hospital. With this new unit, she says she and other parents won't have to rely so much on luck.
That is huge to any parent here that has either had to already undergo a situation like we had, or parents that don't yet know that that could be a situation they're going to have to deal with.
Christian Flores, CBS Austin News.
Central Arkansas is still dealing with massive floods with another round of storms on the way.
In one community, most neighbors will be displaced. CBS Austin's Christian Flores is in Wright, Arkansas, with more on what's next there.
We're about an hour south of Little Rock, where you can see just how much damage these floods have caused. Pretty much every home in this community looks just like this. The water is approaching the rooftop. The last thing neighbors say they need now is for the water to rise even more.
Most people have lived down here for years and never expected anything like this.
Here in Wright, boat rides replace driving.
It's just an old road.
To get around the neighborhood. With the Arkansas River 8 feet above flood stage here, water's up to the rooftops of homes.
This is mine here.
Don Ollinger lives here. Before today, water had not gotten into his home, but now he's worried.
It was not getting in the front door yesterday, and if it got in the back door, there was probably a few inches. So we're just going to see today.
Ollinger says the water rose quickly.
And it went pop in about 3 days.
And in that time,
it is sad.
Neighbors had to be rescued from their homes.
Danny was on the boat every day. He helped the last day when it came up over the street right there. He worked all day long, all night long. People waited too long, so he had to go all the way down the river toward the dam and save a lot of people.
Now, all eyes are on the weather. With nowhere else for the water to go, rain could cause flooding for elevated homes not yet affected. And for those already displaced, they may not be able to return.
Some of them are going to be displaced forever. But see, you got a lot of people that don't have a lot of money down here. They're just getting through the times like everybody else. And so, yeah, they're totally wasted.
Now, there are very few homes where water has not yet gotten inside, but with more rain expected, that could very well change over the next few days. In Wright, Arkansas, Christian Flores, CBS Austin News.